How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the lair, and today I have another experiment. I'm going to try and create my first mutate-based deck. I found in this most recent set that Sultai colors were very strong. So this is my first rendition. This is going to be a less competitive deck, more of an experiment. We're going to be playing it in unranked, just trying to get a feel for things. Also, I've been mass recording a lot of videos the last 2 days in a row because I'm planning on going out of town for a couple days. So please forgive me if I have any misplays or if I get my ass kicked. But without further ado, this is my first rendition. I call this Boneyard Symbiote. We'll get into the 2 drops because we have no 1 drops. I'm running 4 copies of Polywog Symbiote. I have the alternate card style on here, that's why it's called Baby Godzilla Ruin Reborn. For 1 colorless, 1 island, 1/3. Each creature spell you cast costs 1 less to cast if it has Mutate. And then whenever you cast a creature spell, if it has Mutate, draw a card and then discard a card. 4 copies of Essence Symbiote for 1 colorless, 1 forest, 2/2. Whenever a creature you control mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, and you gain 2 life. On to the 3 drop. 1 copy of Sea Dasher Octopus for 1 colorless, and 2 islands is a 2/2, which we can flash in, mutate for 1 colorless and 1 island. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, we draw a card. 2 copies of Trumpeting Gnar for 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 island, 1 forest, 1 island, 3/3. We can mutate it for 3 colorless and any combination of a forest, 2 forest, or 2 island. And whenever this creature mutates, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. 3 copies of Crystalline Giant, aka Mechagodzilla the Weapon for 3 colorless, artifact creature, 3/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that Crystalline Giant doesn't have on it from among flying, first strike, death touch, hexproof, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, vigilance, a +1/+1 counter, and put a counter on that kind of Crystalline Giant. On to the 4 drops here. 3 copies of Insatiable Hemophage for 3 colorless, 1 swamp, 3/3, death touch, mutate for 2 colorless and a swamp, and whenever this creature mutates, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. 1 copy of Dirgebat for 2 colorless, 2 swamp, 3/3, flash, flying. We can mutate it for 4 colorless and 2 swamp, and whenever this creature mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. It can be very, very nasty. 1 copy of Gemrazor for 3 colorless, 1 forest, 4/4, reach, trample. We can mutate for 1 colorless, 2 forest, and whenever this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment a opponent controls. 3 copies of Migratory Gravehorn for 3 colorless and 1 forest, 3/4, mutate for 2 colorless and a forest, and whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. And we have 2 copies of Boneyard Lurker, 2 colorless, 1 swamp, 1 forest, 4/4, and we can mutate it for 2 colorless and any combination of 2 swamp or forest. And whenever this creature mutates, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. I have 3 copies of Dreamtail Heron, 4 colorless, 1 island, 3/4, flying, mutate, 3 colorless and 1 island. Whenever this creature mutates, we draw a card. 2 Pouncing Shore Shark for 4 colorless, 1 island, 4/3, flash, mutate, 3 colorless, 1 island. Whenever this creature mutates, you may return target creature and an opponent controls to its owner's hand. And then we have 2 copies of Cavern Whisperer for 4 colorless, 1 swamp, 4/4, menace. We can mutate it for 3 colorless and a swamp, and whenever this creature mutates, each opponent discards a card. I have 2 copies of Auspicious Sterix for 4 colorless and a forest, 6/6. We can mutate it for 5 colorless and a forest, And whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated, and put those permanents onto the battlefield. 1 copy of Vivian, Monster's Advocate for 3 colorless and 2 forest. She comes in at 3 loyalty, and her static ability says, you may look at the top card of your library at any time, and you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. And then her +1 ability says, create a 3/3 green beast creature token, and put your choice of a vigilance counter, a reach counter, or a trample counter on it. And then her -2 ability says, when you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost and put it onto the battlefield. Oops, excuse me. And then shuffle your library. And then at the top end, I have 1 Chittering Harvester. 1 Chittering Harvester for 5 colorless and 1 swamp. It's a 4/6. We can mutate it for 4 color. We can mutate it for 4 colorless and 1 swamp. And whenever this creature mutates, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Get into the mana base here. I've decided to go with 2 island, 2 swamp, 2 forest, 4 overgrown tomb, 4 temple of malady, 4 breeding pool, 4 temple of mystery, 1 thornwood falls, and 2 fabled passage. Once again, this is a rough draft. This video is going to be more about me having fun. Spent a lot of the last couple days just grinding out videos. But anyways, converted mana cost is 3.7 with 34 creatures, running 25 lands. So let's hop into some games, see how it does. And we will be probably tweaking along the way. But as always, please, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel out so much. I try and put out content every day if possible. Also, feel free to leave any comments about misplays or maybe strategy or potential deck ideas. I always try and read all the comments and reply as soon as possible. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and just go into a play here. And let's see how we do. The basic idea behind this deck is solely based on Mutate and the value that we build over time. I don't have the Sultai Ultimatum card, so I replaced that with the Boneyard creature. Alright, so get our opening hand. I've got a 2-lander here. I have no blue sources, but we do have Migratory Greathorn. Seems a little bit too expensive for me to keep this opening hand. I'm going to mulligan. It seems much better. We have all of our colors. Got a baby Godzilla. Mega Godzilla is going to be our primary mutate target with all this nonsense and abilities that it can carry. I also have a Dirge Bat, which is fantastic. The double black mana cost is kind of sketchy for me. So unfortunately, I think we're going to drop the Dirge Bat. So we're going to keep this. I'm going to drop the Dirge Bat. We will lead off with our, well, Temple of Malady. We see a forest on top. I think I want the untapped land. So we'll keep this. Opponents appears to be on mono red. Okay. Here I'm going to play out the baby Godzilla. If we're playing strictly mono red, I want him to waste his removal on this for my bigger creatures. So him taking out the baby Godzilla or the Polywog Symbiote will help me out. Next turn I see myself playing the Mecha Godzilla. And there goes a lava coil. Okay, no worries. Opponent's only doing 1 damage at the moment, so maybe I should hold off on the Mecha Godzilla. We do have quite a few tap lands. I have another blue source, I have another black source. So I think I play the Temple of Mystery here. And we'll hold off 1 more turn. There's another Mecha Godzilla, fantastic. So next turn will definitely be Mecha Godzilla. Opponent's really not putting any pressure on us right now, so I don't really feel the need to play out my cards prematurely, especially since we have all these tap lands. Once again, this is the first rendition of this deck, so I could see myself definitely changing a few things. I want to mess around with the Uzolith, especially with the Crystalline Giant or Mecha Godzilla, because I saw that in play on the ladder a couple days ago, and it was just real beast. Alright, I gotta pay attention here. Destroya, Perfect Life Form, Evercool Phoenix, 4/4 flying, trample, one of those creature means artifact, pay 1, sacrifice whatever turn, target Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, okay. So here, I play Mecha Godzilla, and then we drop down the Temple since it comes into play tapped. Another Shore Shark's nice because we can just bounce him here. We pick up a Menace counter. Opponent could very easily have removal here, so... But the longer that this card sticks out on the board, the stronger it gets. If we can get to the point where it has hexproof, then we can really just start dumping. It's been interesting to me because I'm running for... I'll take it, baby. Opponent plays a Chandra Spitfire. It goes in for 5. Okay, well, I think it's time to start the Mutate train. Got a potential of 3, 4, 5 lands. So we will mutate onto Mecha Godzilla. I guess we mutate the Pouncing Shark on top right now. And we send him back. Yes. Kind of slow him down a little bit. I'm going to play out the Overgrown Tomb tapped. And now we have Menace and Lifelink. Now we can smack him. Love you. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this next turn we're going to play out the another Mecha Godzilla, depending on what our opponent's playing a Scorch Spitter. That's interesting. Cool. Well. So we pick up another island. I'm gonna play out the island here since I have a couple of green sources. I return this to his hand. He can just remutate it. So if I play this, I think I just play out the mecha here. I go ahead and go in and attack. We now have Vigilance, Menace. This card's just so ridiculous. The longer it sticks on the board, the more powerful it gets. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll block here. So here I play Essence Symbiote. Forced, pouncing Shore Shark, Mutate onto the other Mecha Godzilla. We're gonna bounce this guy again. He can't come back at instant speed, so I'm not worried about it. We want the Shore Shark on top again. Gets an additional counter. We're gonna bounce him, and then we go in. Yep. Yep. And we go in. It's a lot of damage. I'm assuming the opponent's gonna block. Maybe. Or not. I think... Yeah. Yeah. I guess we take out the Fire Urchin first. Opponent had an Infuriate in his hand. Cool. No worries. I guess this was still the right move. Opponent's still in a lot of trouble here. Another Mecha Godzilla, love it. He now is flying. I want to wait to attack till he has something a little bit better like Menace or Lifelink. So we're gonna hold up the blocks. Yeah, no attacks. The more and more I play with this Mecha Godzilla, the Crystalline Giant, it's just such a good card. It fits into almost every deck, three colorless. The casting cost is reasonable, and in the very beginning you get a 3/3 for 3. And then, like I said, the longer it stays on the board, the more powerful it gets. Thank you, baby.
Yes,
think here I mutate onto the pouncing shore shark. And we will keep the shore shark on top. We'll return him to his hand, and that should be game. Alright, well, that was, that felt pretty good. Mechanized Godzilla putting in a lot of work there. Such a solid card, right? Love it. Let's hop into another one. Just give me one moment. I'm just going to run to the restroom, and I will be right back. Alright, so sorry about that. Let's hop back into it. Is done. Heard that. Man, maybe I'm gonna cut one of each of the Skylands. I mean, we have all of our colors, but we do have a Essence Symbiote. Do I keep this? Yeah, I guess we'll keep this. I don't want to be too greedy. Favorite passage. I'll go ahead and play the Temple of Mystery here. Baby Godzilla is nice. Polywog Symbiote. Put him playing a Garrison Cat and a champion. It's like a Boros aggro. Well, guess we play the Temple here. Pick up a Cabin Whisperer. Yeah, I guess. Like I said, I think I might possibly be cutting one of each of the Skylands, and maybe adding an additional migratory great horn to kind of fix the colors. Opponent's on red-white, so we could see some. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm gonna test the waters. I'm gonna play the baby Godzilla here. I'm not expecting it to live, but at this point, we're kind of behind, so this is the most important. Here I play out the temple. There's a Scourge. Okay. We pick up a pouncing shore shark. We're going to keep that as well. We can kind of start going off here. We've got 2 green, 2 blue. I'm going to be searching up a swamp here. So I'm going to play Essence, Symbiote. Now we got a bunch of other goodies that we can raise the alarm. Okay. And we're going to search up. Search up the swamp here with the dirty bat. Let's see, move here. Be at 4. Oh, 1, 2. Well, I guess. We take out very, very much behind at this moment. I guess we Migratory Great Horn on top of the Essence Symbiote. We'll put the Migratory Great Horn on top. Gain an additional counter. See a lot of black in my hand, so I guess we pull the black. And we definitely hold up the blocks here. Could see an Ember Cleave here. I wonder how this works, because I don't think this works for tokens, right? Creature, because it has to be an actual creature to return to the battlefield. I don't think that works for tokens, so I don't know how effective this is. Okay. Pick up another land here. I think. Yeah, I think we do this. We will put the Cavern Whisper on top. And I think we draw a island, since we have a Overgrown Tomb in our hand. Get them to discard some cards. Okay, so no sense in bringing this in untapped, so we'll have it enter the battlefield tapped. You know how's Menace. Still gonna hold up the blocks. Aranika, Chrono never veteran attack. Untap another target creature you control. That creature face down. Well, that's pretty nifty. What's the right move here? I think we mutate here again. I guess we keep Cavern. This is where things start getting tricky. See, I don't know if it will be stronger. I guess it'll be stronger if Cavern Whisper stays on top. I think the move here is. I think we get rid of.
There's 3.
Taranika. Thank you, baby. I'm gonna pick the forest here, just to kind of spread it out. Still gonna hold out the blocks. Opponent has to come in. Yeah, there he goes. Didn't I just kill this? Alright, well. I think we kill you first. Motherfucker. Yeah, we had another slow start there with the Scry lands. I feel like every single game I get like every single Scry land I have in the entire deck. Let's check it out. So I'm gonna cut a temple here and a temple here. And I'm gonna add one forest and one island. Gives me 25 lands. Alright. Let's go ahead and try this out. See how we do with that adjustment. Opponent Sweet J 3SVS with the Angrath. Alright, so get a 3-lander here with no blue lands. Fortunately, I can't keep this. I don't even have a Migratory Greathorn to fix my colors. This is better. Got an Essence Symbiote. We got a Migratory Greathorn. Vivian, very nice. This is a tough one. Thank you, baby.
Your shirt. Is it lemony?
Mm-hmm. Here, I think I drop... Damn it. That's a tough one. I guess we drop the Dream Tail. Okay. Hello. Start off with the temple here. We pick up another swamp. Don't know if I need any more swamps at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm good on this. We can always bring it back with the Migratory Greathorn, depending on what we're facing. Okay. Opponent plays an island. Here I'm going to play out the island into an Essence Symbiote. Next turn we can Migratory Greathorn. Simic Flash. Simic Flash. Or the new Demir Flash. Okay. Counter? Nope. So we'll put the Migratory Greathorn on top. Gain some life. We have our 2 green. We have an island. I guess I search up for another swamp here. And we're just gonna go in. Gotta try and outpace the opponent here. island here. Put that into play tapped. And a pouncing shore shark. Because these are the two spells I want to go. Yeah, okay, no worries. And cool. And we attack. These are the ones I want to stick. So I'm not really worried about him countering the shore shark. Thought erasure. He might have messed up there. Maybe see a quench. He surveils another thought erasure to the bottom. Does that mean he has another thought erasure north? Well, we're about to find out. I'm gonna mutate onto him. Yeah. We will put the auspicious Sterix on top for the 6/6. Now becomes a 7/7. I think we just take the forest here, I guess. Woo! And go ahead and smack him. This auspicious Sterix is so busted for an uncommon card. Opponent's in a bad way here. Yeah. Alright. Fatal passage here. I guess I just search for swamp. Here we go with everything. I don't want my opponent to... Yeah. No, he's still going to have to block with everything, so I'm not really worried about this. He has to double block him. Threatening lethal, so he has to block every single one. Yep. So basically we wipe his whole board here, and then I'll be left with my auspicious. It's an interesting play. Opponent could have some bounce spells in his hand, but feeling pretty good at where we're at right now. Opponent's attacking in for 2. Yeah, I was going to say I would save him for chunk. Opponent's going into the wave break. Okay. There's an insatiable hemophage. We will mutate this onto you. We're going to spread it out. Not good enough, man. So we'll keep the Cavern Whisperer on top with the greater power. Opponent's pretty screwed here. And hopefully the opponent doesn't have a bounce spell. Threatening lethal again. Sure. The only problem with the auspicious Sterix is that, opponent has to do something here. Could be a newer player. That's the thing, it's like you go from like ranked where you're getting your ass kicked constantly, and it's like a super competitive. I found like even like the gold rank the last couple of weeks has been like so competitive. Like you're playing in like diamond or mythic, or platinum. But then you go down to the play, and it's like a lot of like, it seems like free to players, and or maybe some more inexperienced players. Opponent again is attacking in for 3. We're gonna play this Essence Symbiote. And that's not gonna do it. Want him to block with this Brineborn. There's the Brazen Bar. Okay. You got a double block. So we still get value. You're gonna double block with both those? Cool. Perfect. Doesn't matter because he has Death Touch, so they both die. What's the move here? I think I Auspicious. We'll keep Auspicious on top. Opponent's pretty fucked here. Yeah. Alright, excellent. I feel like maybe those tweaks to our land base is really made the difference. So let's hop into another one. We'll see how we do. What's wrong? You're full? Oh, I was gonna say, I'm not full.
He's gonna get that back to the neighbor.
Okay. Love you. All right. Opponent's Eduardo Smash. Alright, so I got my opening hand here. I've got a 2-lander. Do have the Essence Symbiote. Yeah. Should I keep this? Let's try it. Let's try it out, right? I'm gonna lead off with the Thornwood Falls here. And then we can shock in the breeding pool. Feels bad, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright. Eduardo Smash in deep thought by the forest. Okay, pick up a island. Great. We're gonna lead off with the Thornwood still. There's another forest. We pick up a Fabled Passage, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and play out the island into an Essence Symbiote, and then we can start going off next turn. Opponent's on mono green, so... This isn't an artifact, and fortunately for us, I'm going to pay 2 here. We will mutate onto the Essence Symbiote. We'll put the Gem Razor on top. We will destroy target artifact, and we will smack the face. Opponent is drastically behind right now. Being mono green, he doesn't have any type of removal that I'm aware of. Plays another. Okay. Well, so here I'm going to search up our swamp. Yep. And we will mutate again. Doesn't really matter. Both the power and toughness are the same. I'm gonna keep the Cavern Whisperer on top because I think it's better artwork. If we do get an additional counter, we'll destroy him again. I think the opponent's a little bit too far behind to come back from this, and we smash him. I think the opponent's done. Yeah, that's not gonna be good enough, man. This also counts as an enchantment, so all we have to do is, don't need another land, mutate again, and we will do that. We're going to keep the Cavern Whisper on top, destroy that, and opponent's screwed. Good game. Just that easy. So I think that taking down the 2 Scry lands definitely helped us out a lot. I have time for one more, and like I say each and every day, thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. It's free to you and helps out the channel more than you could know. Okay, so we have a 2-lander here. We do have all of our colors. We have 2 Polywog Symbiotes, or 1 Dirge Bat. I guess we keep this. I'm gonna lead off with the Temple here. Looking for a land. That'll work. Next turn will be the Polywog. Gonna shock this in. I'm not expecting this to live, but we have a couple backups, so not too bad. So I see that this opponent's playing an Essence Symbiote. Okay. I'm gonna play the Forest here, and we will mutate onto the Baby Godzilla. Draw a card. We can get rid of one of the Hemophage. We don't need that. We'll keep the Cavern Whisperer on top. We'll discard the card. Maybe. Discards an Auspicious Stairs. Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and smack it. I'm playing a Volt Heat. Cool. Alright, so I guess we're racing here. Pick up an island. I guess here we play out the Temple. Cavern Whisperer. I guess. Then we mutate I guess I discard the island. We'll keep the Cavern Whisper on top. Smack him. There's another keep. Okay, so he played that just for a 1/1 counter. 7, 8, okay. Well. Mutate onto him. Draw a card. Discard a card. We'll discard a Baby Godzilla. Keeping the Cavern Whisper on top. I guess we just play another. Smack him. Woo! Yeah, pouncing shore shark. Okay, cool. No, that's not enough. All we have to do is mutate onto him and then go in and he's dead. Yeah. Oh no, he did get life. I don't know how he got game life, but okay. Alright, so we pick up a swamp, which is fantastic. So we will be mutating here. Yep. I think we can get rid of this. Put the Dirge Bat on top. Destroy target creature. And smack. Don't think the opponent's coming back from that. And good game. Alright, excellent. Well, that was my first attempt at a mutation deck based on the cards in my current collection. Like I said, I currently am without a job, so I can't spend the money that I normally would. So it's a little bit more difficult, especially coming into a new set like this, where there's such a drastic change to the mechanics. But I mean, at least in the play, this did very well. I could see myself changing a few things, and obviously if I had more wild rare cards to spend, I would streamline this a little bit more. Certain cards I would swap out for others. But overall, you know, it's the Mutate, I just love it. It's just such a fun mechanic, and it adds such diversity to the game. And I'm going to say it one more time. This card right here, Crystalline Giant Mecha Godzilla the weapon, is just so good. It's so good. You could just... I would definitely recommend crafting 4 of these as soon as you possibly can if you don't have them already. It's just such a good fit into almost any single deck. The value that you get, and then the more time it spends on the board, the stronger it gets. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please like and subscribe. It's free, helps out the channel so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.